Okay, welcome back to our continuing coverage of the Women's Mid-Atlantic Bonspiel. This is draw 6, and we have Team English versus the Repeaters. Team English is a local Potomac club, so some of you may be familiar with the players. We're just getting started here in the first end. And that was a hogged stone there at the beginning. Ice probably just a little slow at the beginning, taking the teams a little while to get used to. It takes the ice a little while to speed up. So just a draw into the top of the house here. This one also struggling to get to the hog line. Looks like it's just going to be over, but it's going to be a guard, 2 guards. Hoping for something in the house there. So both teams need to correct a little bit here for the ice conditions. Sweepers are off this one. Looking for a guard this time, so nice tight guard. Looks pretty good. Looks like they're going to try and bring it in now. They will, just into the top of the house, in the top 12. So just going to draw behind the offset guard, that high red guard. Okay, I'm joined in the commentary booth by Craig Marquardt.
Yes, I'm happy to be here.
We are happy to have you here.
Happy all around.
For those who don't know, Craig is one of the people making sure we have great ice for this tournament.
Yeah, had a great little ice session, clean up the ice so that they can have a draw tonight.
So we should be expecting fairly speedy conditions once the ice warms up a bit?
I think they should.
All right.
This is the first time we've used this blade, so it was very sharp. I think it made a nice flat surface.
Excellent. Well, that is great, and we appreciate all the hard work you guys put into making the ice.
Well, I appreciate all the commentary you were doing on the web.
Thank you very much. Well, in the meantime, a nice draw there by Laura Yu for Team English. Just didn't quite get buried there. Great weight in the top 8, but very much exposed. So takeout called here. Just trying to remove that yellow. Maybe a slight roll underneath would be great.
But I think it's not coming back.
Yeah, just set a little wide there. And plenty of weight, so no opportunity to curl back. And so Team English sitting 2. And
they calling to tap it undercover? Is that what I saw?
I think so. I kind of like that call. You don't really need to throw guard here. They have the hammer, so it's a bit early to be guarding up something like that. Just keep it open, play the tap, roll over.
Here calls for letting it curl.
And
I think that's quite nice.
I think that's pretty much a perfect shot there. They'll be very happy with that.
Right. It's just as called.
Yeah,
No need for sweepers. Second chance to remove. This time they're going after the left's rock.
This one over curling. They're going to flash through the middle.
I think so. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunate.
So just a little bit loose at the moment. Need to find their range. So now we're looking at the guard for Team English. Sitting 3 already. Not too much ice taken here, so they must be thinking it's running quite straight.
Yeah, that's been how the ice has been behaving here at Potomac for this season. A little bit straight the first 2 ends or so, and it starts to curl quite a bit.
Well, let's keep an eye on this one then.
This one also going out pretty wide.
Looking for a tight guard. It does look like it might overcurl a bit. Yeah, I was going to get back to the center line here. So maybe just not enough ice there. Good weight though. That was Ann Wiggins throwing. Playing Vice on this team.
So now the red team can hit and roll under.
Yeah, nice opportunity really with that guard sort of misplaced. Kind of takes the pressure off, but this is not working out as they intended, I don't think. Just a peel there, so don't think that's what they wanted, but
so now she's calling for the guard again.
See if they take a little bit more ice this time.
No, it's awesome. Oh, there she goes. She steps out a little bit.
There we go. I think that should be more closer to the target.
See, it is curling. It's not running that straight.
No, excellent conditions.
Oh, yes.
Seems like
impugning the ice makers.
Oh, I
quality of
apologize
effort.
if I ever suggested such a thing.
All right, this one is hanging out a little bit more.
Yeah, it looks like it could end up pretty good. Still might even over curl here. Needs to sit down. And I think they will at least cover the outside of it. So they cover the right side. Would have liked to be a little bit more off the center line there, but
does more or less knock out the hit and roll.
Yeah, yes, I mean, you could still maybe, but you have to lower the weight. You'd have to play it with like a hack weight or something like that to get to the inside. And so a little tricky. So we'll see what the plan is. It looks like they are going to try at least for the hit, and maybe if they can get the roll. This is Julie Samatalis. Sorry if I pronounced that quite right. I think that's right. Samatalis?
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds Greek, I would say.
Seems like it. To be her first shot in this first end. Looking to, well, bail her team out a little bit. It's been a bit of a slow start.
Quite a bit of yellow to be seen right now.
Yeah. So one good shot could change that.
Call for sweeping. Has been curling a lot on this line so far, but
looks pretty close.
Yeah,
Not
it
sure
will remove that yellow, but maybe, yeah, sticks around for a second shot.
Pretty good shot there. She couldn't quite get into the inside, but so Team English will try and follow up with another hit and stick here, or maybe a flop inside themselves. It's just a little bit easier to get to the inside now. That redstone just a little few inches further out.
Right.
Although they may choose to just hit on the nose on the basis that
the ice call there, right?
Yeah, and if you just stay there, it makes it difficult for the opposition to put a draw in anywhere. So rolling underneath might not even be necessary here.
Well, it is Team English that has the hammer, right?
That's right. So if this is made, then trouble for the repeaters early on. I think this one needs a lot of work from the sweepers. A lot of encouragement coming here. And wow, they do get past the guards, so
yeah, and a nice roll
good work.
inside.
Nice shot. That's worked out pretty nicely. There is room there to draw into the forefoot, though. It's the only drawback. By hitting on the nose, you would sort of cut off that draw path. But it's a tough shot, so it's not the sort of thing you really want to be playing in the first end.
Right. Being forced to play that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, tough one, but full forefoot is available.
I don't like that ice call. I think it's going to curl more than they're expecting.
Yeah, I agree with you, Craig. I think a bit more ice would have been, wouldn't hurt it. But
she did come outside, so there's balancing factors.
Let's see if it's got the weight. Looks like it's a little light here.
Vice is coming out to help.
Never a good sign. And it looks like it's going to come out pretty light. The only ray of sunshine would be that you sort of blocked the draw on that side,
right,
for the hammer. But they can still draw the other side, so
all I needed to do is touch paint anywhere in the rings to make 4.
Yeah, pretty dream start for Team English.
Always nice to have a big score at the beginning. Although, in my experience, if I've had a big score at the beginning, that takes me off of my, puts me at ease, and then sometimes I don't play my best.
Well, you're right, absolutely. When you score so well so early, it can be hard to, keep that momentum going.
Keep the focus.
You think your job is done, but it's so early in the game. A lot can happen. It's very hard to play a clean game for 7 ends.
Right. And also for the team to change strategy from a draw game to a hit game sometimes can be a big change.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we saw a bit of that in some of the earlier draws. Teams get an early lead and then start to hit everything, but then you miss a couple and all of a sudden you're in a sticky situation. Nope, so this one just over curling. So, well, he might curl all the way past the red. And I won't have the weight to tap that up. So, a little bit of a, conservative throw there. Just didn't want to do anything bad, but it will be 3. So, a pretty good start.
But the repeaters have hammered this end, so they're looking to come back and improve their lot.
Yep. So early days. So there are other games going on, as you can see, and we will try and keep you up to date with those scores as they go along.
Yes, I will take a moment and check on the team names.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I've gotten adequate technical support, so we should have more information shortly.
Excellent work. They call that subcontracting.
Yes, outsourcing.
Outsourcing. Yeah. This one just going into the top 12, which is not bad from an English point of view. 3 ahead, don't really mind keeping a play in the house.
A little aggressive.
Calling for the takeout here. I'm not sure I really like this call. It's only in the top 12, and you need to score at least 2, hopefully. So,
right, you want to have some kind of guards or something in play to work with.
I think so. I don't think you want to get into an exchange of hits this early. I mean, if it was right on the button, I can understand maybe, yeah, sure, you want to get rid of that. Looks like that's just going to slip through. May have been possibly. Were they trying to hit or were they playing a draw there?
I don't know. I heard the skip say make sure it's here. So that made me think maybe a draw.
Oh, well, yes, maybe I missed the signs there. Draw, I think, was a better call, so yeah. So meanwhile, I think Team English are now going to put up a guard, or perhaps just draw around that, go into the forefoot, and use it as a guard.
It's a pretty tight draw. Pretty tight, you know, to draw behind that.
Possibly even playing a tap here. It's another option.
Tap could work. Sweepers are sweeping hard.
Looks like it's going to be a little tap.
Quite nice.
Yeah, good positioning there with the lead stones. Something that I certainly have come to appreciate. Curling is the importance of the lead stones, getting them in the right places and
absolutely
getting off to a good start in the end.
I think this is some kind of a takeout.
I think so, and it needs to curl a bit here. I think it will get the top one.
But it might jam, I think. Maybe not.
Maybe go all the way over the top. Yep. So a good shot there, and I think the shooter is going to hang around, so it's a pretty good result. Don't really want to go chasing that red all the way out on the wings.
I might, I think.
Yeah, you might?
Yeah, in this score position. But it also depends on my players, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot. The trouble is when you know, when you're out that wide, the ice can be a little unpredictable. And
wait, what do you mean? What?
Well, I mean, theoretically, of course, our ice is wonderful.
Yes.
But you don't throw a lot of stones down there, and you don't necessarily know what the ice is going to do.
True.
So you be a bit reluctant to throw out there unless you really have to.
I'm going to freeze right down to this yellow, which I don't mind.
Nice shot there. It does leave a possibility to double. I don't think these yellows will jam on the red on the side. So I gestured for what I think is peel weight. So I think for them, whatever the maximum they can throw here, expecting a double attempt. This one looks close. Good shot. Perhaps a little bit down weight, but removes one of them. Sits in a good position. And Emily English calling for a center guard here. Cover up the yellow-red combination.
Right, now with that hammer, she wants to protect that.
Yeah, tricky to remove that red, so just going for the guard instead. It's a sort of situation, though, when later on in the end, that single yellow could look quite lonely.
Yes. I expect Emily is hoping for more chances inside the rings.
This one really needs to curl over. I don't think it's going to cover. No, just stayed out there. So an opportunity here for a short raise. Red onto yellow, and could sit 3 red.
You want to try and tap that, or you would hit us into them now? Let's try that again.
I think I would definitely be playing the red onto yellow here. Pretty big margin for error.
Not huge weight, but enough to wick it out.
It looks like he may be attempting to just clip the yellow out directly. But I really like playing the red into the yellow. And then you can keep your shooter around. Well, let's see.
I'm busy doing some secretarial work here, so I will let you focus momentarily.
No problem. Craig here is calculating the scores for the other teams.
Just
on the other
writing down
sheets.
which teams are where.
Looks like they are playing the the red-yellow combo, which worked out perfectly. So a really nice shot there. Sitting 3. That was a perfect shot there, I think. Exactly what they needed. And not really a great place to go here for Team English. 3 reds are spread apart. No doubles really obvious. Probably just hit and roll under the corner guard for now, but you'll still be quite high in the rings. So we are going to play the hit on the top red. See if they want to try and roll it. Even if you don't go behind the corner guard, you could try and get the rocks closer together so you can set up some doubles later. Oh, but this one really over curling. And they're trying to get a little wick off this guard, which they will, so they'll clip their yellow into the rings. Nice call there by the skip. If it hangs around, knew they weren't going to make the shot, so just went for a wick off the guard and managed to keep the yellow in play.
True, but it is 4th shot.
Yeah, unfortunately just rolled a bit too far, but...
So, scoring update. Sheet A, we have Curling Chicks, skipped by Lynn. And they scored 1 in the first end. It's Curling Chicks versus Fox. Sheet B is the game you're watching, the featured sheet, is the Repeaters versus, which are red, and English, which is yellow. Sheet C is Bemis, and which is red, and Furmender, which is yellow, and Furmender has scored 1 point in the first end. And Sheet D is Raptor Squad in red versus BAME in yellow. Raptor Squad scored 1 in the first end.
Thanks, Craig. Looks like another takeout attempt here. This is Ann Wiggins about to throw. Very experienced player here at the Potomac Curling Club. Expect this to be pretty close. Sweeper is called right off. The line looks pretty good from here.
It does.
Just needs to curl over a little bit. Here it comes. Nicely done by Anne.
The yellow is quite wide open, though.
Yeah, it's a difficult position right now for Team English. Not really a lot of opportunities to hide rocks. There's only the one corner guard, and even if you do go behind it, it's not the best place to be without the hammer. So
true, but thinking on to the end of the end, somehow they want to have a frozen or a hidden yellow to prevent red from scoring 3.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think what you love to do is group some of these reds closer together somehow, right? Make an easy double, or at least set up some jam possibilities. But just not easy to do right now, the way those reds are spread out.
Could draw behind the yellow guard that's sitting a few feet up on the right side. As long as you reach T, then you're sitting second shot and under cover. I think she's calling for maybe a hit and roll.
I think so. It's a little bit safer. You know, if you don't make the draw, you could be suddenly looking at giving up 4. This way, at least you're forcing them to make a play on your yellow if you make a hit. So it would be nice probably if you could roll over to the open side, close to the other red.
True.
And then you set up an opportunity to double next time.
If you hit and stick, though, it becomes a little bit harder to roll for red to roll in their next hit.
Yeah, absolutely, that too. So I don't mind this call. Our commentary box is self-destructing right now. We will soldier on.
Equipment malfunction.
Um,
I think that's going to be a nose hit.
Sweeper's working it hard. Looks like it might just get to the inside a bit, but pretty good shot. Nicely done.
It is biting, so
but Red's still lying 1 and 2 here, but a nose hit doesn't get them in the rings now. So yeah, like you said, making it a bit more interesting. So I'm not sure what the call is now. I would be tempted to ignore this yellow and just make a draw.
it's also third or fourth shot, so it doesn't harm them. Doesn't harm Red.
No, exactly. I think you could pretty safely ignore that if you wanted to. You can maybe draw to the open side or even behind that yellow if you wanted. So I'm not actually certain what the call is here. Looks like it could be a hit.
Bloom is back at the tee line, which would indicate to me some kind of a draw play.
Well, we will see momentarily what the plan is.
Yes, line. Yes, line. All the
We're
way.
going to get some collision of granite.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like it's going to be the hit. Pretty much
And
on
they do
the
roll
nose.
into the rings, but for a fourth shot.
So now it's a question for Team English, what to do here. Not really any great options, in all honesty.
I still like drawing behind yellow.
It's the most aggressive play. It's also the riskiest play.
It is, you have to be right there. Can't miss.
I think the other option is long hit and roll off the red that's in the top 12. Whoops, I had a bit of a spill there on the sheet next door, as you can see, but looks like they're all right. Well, to be young and acrobatic.
Right. Looks like they're having a drink too. Calm the nerves.
I'll make it better. Yep. Ease the pain a little bit.
Right.
So unfortunately, during all that, I missed the call here. Oh, okay. It is the draw. Seems like pretty tight ice, though, for a draw.
And I'm not sure I like that, because you're bound to leave something poking out, and that's an easy pickings for at least 3 then. At least 2.
Yeah, I think I would be playing a long hit and roll here, and if you give up 3, you give up 3. But this way you can't give up 4. But if you don't get this perfect, you're staring at possibly 4, depending on where this finishes. I mean, yellow does have that saver at the back of the house.
Oh dear, looks like this is light. May not make the house at all.
Yes, line. Yes, line. Yes, line. Yes, line.
And this is not going to help them. In fact, it may help Red here.
Yeah, I think it really has given Red the opportunity to score 4 now.
Oh, that's probably the worst possible result now.
Or best, depending on who you're rooting
Well,
for.
yes. From the throwing team's point of view, it would have been better to just throw that away than do that, unfortunately.
Yes.
So, free draw for 4 points here. Topsy-turvy start to this game. But who knows? The favor could be returned. It wouldn't be the first time I've seen overcurl and tap up that yellow to steal 1.
Right.
So you definitely don't want to do that. I think when you're the skip in this throw, you make sure you're well out to the broom, and you're not light.
Yeah. I might even give a little more ice there.
Yeah, I think I would too, just to be extra sure, because last thing you want to do is mess it up. So pro side miss here is definitely a bit wide. So let's see. It's the Hammerstone coming up.
I think she might be just throwing it through.
That's okay if you're quick.
I think it's just the draw.
Okay, it is. Yes. It's
Just gone a bit out wide.
Take it in, make sure it's in.
And there.
Shut out, count that back yellow, guys.
Oh, this one's slowing up really rapidly. We'll see if it makes it in for forward shot. It's not. We're not sure.
not clear from here.
It's pretty close. Hard to tell from our cameras. They're having a good look at it too. But it's at least 3. Well, must be very close. They're having a good look at it.
Yeah. In my position, I would go for a measure. You know, better be. Why leave it to eye when you can measure?
Absolutely. Well, we know it's at least 3, so.
Yeah, it's like a fresh game at least.
Yes. So it looks like they are going to measure the 4th one here. And just take the others away and just leave the 2 they're not sure about. So we will have a measure.
While we're waiting, on sheet D, they've finished their second end, and Team Bame has scored 2 in the second end. So it's 2-1 against Raptor Squad. Oh, there's another measure going on in sheet C. So there's a fight over the equipment.
It's going to have to wait a second while all the measuring goes on.
Priority order here at the Potomac Curling Club.
I don't see that very often.
Well, it's most likely to happen early in the earlier ends when everybody's still marching in lockstep.
Well, since we're waiting, Craig, I'm gonna throw it out to you and say, what do you think? Do you think it's red or yellow?
I think red has it here.
It looks like red from our angle, but we don't necessarily have the perfect angle here, so.
It's true. Looking at the overhead camera, it can be deceiving because it's not quite centered.
So, well, there you have it. Our best guess is red, but we'll have to wait and see.
Right.
Either way, it's at least a tie game, so pretty topsy-turvy start.
Yes. All right, the measure on sheet C is complete, and it looks like yellow has scored another one. I actually do not know which team is which. Maybe if somebody on the web chat can tell us. The teams are Bamus and Furminder, but we don't know who's red and who yellow is.
All right, so getting our measure underway here. It's Ann Wiggins and Jenny Hesseley doing the honors.
Trying to. Careful.
Actually using, yeah.
The support had to be moved out a little bit just to get outside.
Oh yeah,
rock.
I see. Yeah.
I was a little worried that they'd bump it and that would be the end of that.
Yes. Have to be a little careful. So they have it under control.
And they're marking red as making the score, so it would be 4 for red.
Okay, so quite a turnaround so far in this game. Only 2 ends done. I think we're going to be in for an interesting evening. So it's now 4-3 to the repeaters. Team English gets the hammer back. Calling for a tight guard here. Now we're underway in the third end.
Should pull out my stopwatch and do a little timing here. and that rock is maybe just biting.
It's very close. They're having a good look at it. Not sure what they've decided.
Will they bring out the biter bar?
No, looks like they're going to just leave it. It's very interesting. You are allowed, I think you are allowed to bring out the biter bar if you're not sure whether it's in the rings.
I agree.
But no, neither team really opting for that right now. Just a guard is the call here, I think.
That's curling quite a bit. In fact, it's curling past the red.
I might just take the red in there and maybe split the yellow one, so well, makes things interesting. So asking for another guard here. Check the red one that was split into the rings. This one seems to have gone a little wide though, so it's going to really need to curl back. I don't think it's going to get back to the center line even, so it's going to come up shy of the rings, but just set that one a little wide.
I just timed a draw to tee, hog to stop at 24 seconds, so that would be quite fast ice at this point.
Very good. So here's Heidi Gross, about to throw her second stone, playing lead tonight. Heidi told me before the game that it's her daughter Corinne's birthday today. So happy birthday, Corinne. Hope you're watching and hope you had a good day. And hope you're enjoying watching your mom play. Nice looking shot there so far. A little bit down weight, perhaps. Sweeper's gonna have to go hard. A pretty good shot there from Heidi. Just wanted a little bit more weight to remove the red completely, but put it in the back 12, so not really a dangerous rock.
We are calling for backline weight. Not sure what. I think she's looking to take out the yellow, but then what?
Yeah, it's a pretty soft weight to call for this. Well, that looks like it's more than backline though, judging from the.
True, but I think that was the right weight because it nosed it perfectly.
Maybe did we maybe just mishear that? It seemed like a lot more.
We might have heard another skip. I do not believe the skips are mic'd in this end, right?
I don't think so. But in any case, a good shot there. So.
Or should we say they're not Michelle'd?
That's right. Sometimes we do get our skips to wear audio mics so we can get their insights on the game. This is always very interesting. Not available tonight, unfortunately. Here's Lauria throwing second. Nice looking shot here, right on the nose. Just slightly outside. Almost made the double there. Nice shot.
2 biters for yellow. If you're red, you don't have the hammer, wouldn't you want to just protect up the rock you do have in the house? Or?
Well, it's so far in the back. I think you want to get something else better in there to protect at this stage.
True, but why not come back with a center guard and then work from there?
Yeah, center guard is definitely an option, or you could draw behind the red that's sort of in line with the forefoot. Not sure what the call is here. Maybe it is a center guard. Yeah, I mean, the red in the back 12, it's a useful stone, but you're probably not going to steal with that stone. There's lots of room for yellow to score, so.
True. Now they have one in the 4-foot though, which is two in the house. They're a little bit more formidable.
Yeah, I didn't mind your call. Throw a center guard. That's not a bad idea. 'Cause we're wide open here, so. This one's hanging a bit straight here.
Might field goal here.
Oh, it's trying to curl over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hit did not stick, but at least reduced some of the threat.
I think I would be playing the draw here, personally.
Okay with that.
Into the behind the red guards. Try and get touching the 4-foot. It looks like they're going for something different. I think they may have been calling either just that draw again or maybe a tap.
I think she wants it just fully into the 12-foot, but I believe it's going to be deeper than she wanted.
And is it going to go all the way through? I think it is. Now a nice opportunity for Team English.
Calling for the draw. I'm not sure. Yeah, oh, okay. I like coming down to the back red there.
Yeah, I think I do too, or even just straight takeout. Bring those two biters into play.
Agreed.
But it looks like they are going for the draw.
The shooter, Ann Wiggins, asking for a little more ice.
Yes, line, yes, yes, yes. You got it. Where? Yep, hard. Where? Hard. Yes, yes.
Oh, it's really starting to curl. I think they may end up with the draw round as our plan B.
Well, I think it was the call, actually. It was the draw, so.
Ooh, watch it there.
But just going to go a little deeper than they'd like. To the back 8. Nice line, but
it's very well buried, so.
Stroll down to it, okay?
it's well buried, but one good freeze. And
But, I mean, if you force the other team to freeze, they have to make it. And that's not an easy shot.
well, you're absolutely right. But the perfect position would have been, above the tee line. And this one, I think, it's not going to make it across. It's too heavy, I think. So, like you say, you got to make them play a difficult shot. Not able to make it that time, so yellow's starting to accumulate a lot of stones here. And I kind of like this call. Just play the same draw, but a few feet lighter. Top 4, top 8. And then you really choke off that freeze opportunity.
I agree. Although you're also choking off your own drawing opportunities too. Why not freeze onto the back?
Well, and you leave a big pocket, I think, for red to draw into, so it keeps you a bit more in control. So I'm looking a little light, though. In fact, very light. I think this is going to come up as a guard. Yeah.
Barely a guard.
So not a great result, really. Gives red a bit of a get out of jail free. There's a lot of room now to draw with overlapping guards. sorry, not overlapping guards, but with a lot of guards out front. I think the tolerance on that is probably heavy, like you say. Going to the back wouldn't be a disaster. So
A little concerned about it's pretty tight ice here, and the guard they're trying to get around is not on the center line. It's to the right of the center line.
yeah,
risk of
definitely is quite tight. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Okay, let's keep an eye on it.
We'll see how that one goes. I think I would be taking a little bit more personally, but they know their throws.
First skips rock away. So far it's hanging out there, so it might be the right ice call.
Make sure it's there.
Oh, Super's going now. Did they leave it too late?
Oh, I think it's a good situation. Oh, just a little bit light.
Yeah, I think just a bit of a sweeping error there. They weren't really touching it. It came up a bit light. Maybe just misjudged the weight. Really great line on that. Just 4 feet deeper. And you're perfect.
Yeah, it would have been a terrific shot.
Good news is Red is lying second.
I've had a lot of terrific shots that I almost made.
Well, I know how you feel. It's an inch from perfect is sometimes still counts as a 0, unfortunately.
It's a harsh game in that respect.
Well, I think that this is just going to be a draw behind everything, judging from this ice.
This time calling for sweeping right away. I think I hear them saying it's light. The sweepers, that is.
In danger of tapping up the red here. Definitely don't want to do that. Looks like they will just squeak by.
Oh,
Almost.
a little wick off. Do leave themselves quite exposed.
Like I say, that was an inch from a perfect shot there. Nice chance to hit and roll buried.
Yeah, bit of a miscue there. Give an opportunity to the repeaters. Skip. Samutalis up for the second and last shot. Hearing them say, the skip saying it's got a curl.
Come on, baby, curl.
Urging it on, wishing that it.
Oh, man.
Oh, not happy. Just hung out there.
Passed right through. So now with the hammer, Team English sitting 2. Doesn't look like a way to score more than 3 other than just by drawing. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be the draw for the third point. Another high-scoring end potentially here.
Right.
They're really racking up the scoreboard. Both teams. Yeah, if you were feeling crazy, maybe you could try something to remove those reds, but I don't think that's a good idea at this point.
It's not very wise. It's still early in the game.
I think this is definitely the call.
you have your chance to take the lead. Don't screw it up, right?
Absolutely. And sweepers backing right off this. They think it's got plenty of weight.
I think maybe they're going to take the tick off of yellow.
I think the sweepers might have misjudged that, to be honest. Did they bring it far enough?
I do not think so, but
ooh, very
it's
close.
very close.
Bit of a misjudgment there again. The sweepers were not worried about it halfway down.
Maybe there's a little frosty patch right around there, which is hanging up the rocks.
So they're taking a close look at this.
I would too.
Could be another measure, maybe. They're certainly not removing those rocks, so they're not sure. And I think they are going to measure again.
Oh dear.
So
Skip's over here at this end smiling.
Keeping it interesting for us. So it was at least 2 yellow, we know that. So Team English will be in the lead. But by how much?
In the meantime, on sheet A, the curling chicks, skipped by Lynn, have scored in the second and third ends for a total of 3 to Fox's 1. On sheet C, Team Bemis has hung points in 2 and 3, so second and third ends, so they're also 3 to 1. And on sheet D, the Raptor squad had a nice third end. They made a 3-ender, so it's 4 to 2 against Team Bame. Vices are complaining. Who moved the measuring part all the way out here? Oh wait, it was us. The previous end.
So we will wait and see what the result is. It looks like red to me, but I am not. Again,
it's very close.
Hard to tell.
The camera angles are a little bit deceiving in the overhead. Oh,
and it is yellow.
Yellow. So now yellow has their break after a measure.
So just going back and forth here in this game. High scoring already. 6 points to 4 after 3 ends. That's an impressive scoreboard. And we will get the 4th end underway right now.
Waste no time.
So running a little bit behind in our feature sheet because we've had 2 measures, so eats up a little bit of time.
It does.
Other games are a little bit further on.
Other games are in the middle of their third end. In the Bemis and Furmender game, sheet C, Furmender is sitting 2, and they have the hammer.
This one looks like it's going to come into the top ring. Right on the center line. And calling for the takeout here.
Yeah, we've had this discussion, haven't we?
Yeah, this is an exact replica, I think, of the second end. This one hanging out a bit wide. I don't think it's going to come back.
Oh,
maybe
it's
just
coming
clip
now.
it.
I think that'd be a nice hit, actually.
Well, they will have just enough to push it out. Just came back enough at the end there. I didn't think it was going to curl enough, but good shot. So try and make a guard this time, Team English.
Start this end afresh.
Should be close with this one. Just need to throw the same thing a few feet lighter. It's,
aye, aye, sir. It's the easiest thing in the world.
yes, just to throw exactly the same curling shot twice. Yeah, so we all know that's much harder than it seems. There we are. Heidi grows. Their second stone. Sweeper is definitely on this one. Weight looks pretty good.
Needs to come over to be center line.
It's just going to be. Weight looks very good. That's a really nice guard there from Heidi. I think that one just set out a bit wide there. And on these sheets, when you get out to the sidelines, it does kind of run really straight. So that is actually going to hit the sideline. Well, at least I thought it was.
I think it was, but
well, no matter.
Also through the back.
Also through the back. So,
if not sure of the first, then sure by the second.
There are some straighter spots on the ice in the wings on some of these sheets. If you go out too wide, it won't curl back very easily. So just draw behind the guard here. Be a nice setup. Team English.
It's a pretty tight guard.
Yeah, not so easy to get around and get fully buried. And in fact, I think this is gonna
end up being a tap up, isn't it?
I think so. And it looks like it could be a pretty good one. Yeah.
Not quite nose though, so it does leave it exposed, and I think hittable and rollable.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, a bit of an opportunity here. It's still early in the end, but nice hit and roll here. Set you up.
It's curling quite a bit on this side.
This looks close. Maybe just not going to curl over to the inside.
Right. But it will stick around. And it's pretty far out now. The hit and roll, it's a long roll.
Yeah, these are not easy. They're going to go for it, which I think you have to really, but these are always a bit tricky. Going out to the 8 foot, into the 12 foot.
Then you get that just right roll, it pops out the other side.
Keeping a close eye on this.
They really want to be on this. Just going to nose it, I think.
Yeah, well.
Maybe not.
It looks close.
It does.
And a good effort. Looks like it will. Well.
Yeah, it's a tight call there.
Not sure whether that's still in. I think it might be just biting. It's really hard to tell from our angle. But remove the red stone. It's the main thing. Bit of a free draw here, though, for the repeaters. This one looks like it's coming in a little bit too heavy. Yeah, the sweeper's backed right off that, so just a little bit too much. So it's going to be a question of who can get underneath that guard first. Emily just deciding how high in the house she wants to have her stone.
It's a pretty aggressive position. Difficult to draw that close under the guard. Maybe it's a figurative position.
Yeah, she gestured to, I think, top 12. She's pretty high up. So we'll see Suzanne Wiggins. And this one just going to come up really light. Going to end up with a double center guard. And actually really curled over there. So maybe picked a little bit or just too tight ice.
Maybe not a firm handle either.
Yeah, it certainly didn't seem to follow the path they were expecting. This looks like just a draw to the open side, maybe hoping to use that yellow as a catcher if a takeout is attempted.
It's already quite far out.
Goodness, yeah, this one is really going sideways. I'm not sure if that was set by the thrower on release or whether it caught something. Running out of rings here. Looks like they are just going to catch the edge of the ring.
Another biter. This is a game of biters.
It is. So yeah, so Emily just going to ignore that. Don't really want to go chasing something right out there, and a nice double guard situation to draw behind. So I think that's definitely the call.
Sheet C, Bemis versus Firmander. Was a house full of yellow, Firmander yellow, but slowly red has been taking control of the house. So it's an interesting end so far in Sheet C.
Line is looking close here. Just need to get past that top yellow, and they have. And now they have to finish it. And really nice shot there.
It is perfect.
Just top button. Great shot there by Ann Wiggins, making the most of the guard situation. And let's put some fair bit of pressure here on the repeaters. Got to make a really, maybe just going for a straight freeze here.
I think they're looking to follow it straight down.
Yeah, pretty difficult to make any kind of play at that. It's fully buried, so.
Well, clearing a guard. When in doubt, clear a guard, right?
Right, that definitely was an option. This one is just going to go behind. Good try. It's pretty close. But as you say, Craig, that center guard is really starting to hurt the repeaters here, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that taken out at some point. Although it may be getting, after this throw, it may be a little too late.
I think there may be another guard there. Or I guess a biter. That wouldn't hurt, right? There's a red rock back there that makes any double difficult proposition.
So see some folks in the chat window asking for some score updates. We will get some updates for you after this end from all the other sheets. Just hang tight.
Hang very tight. Actually, it looks like there may be a measure on sheet. Oh no, they're at the hammer rock on sheet C, and they're trying to decide who has third shot, I believe.
So this guard attempt is underway. We will just want to really probably just side of central line. This one hanging out there quite a lot. Don't think it's gonna. Well, it does guard the draw path.
It does.
I'm not sure that's exactly where they wanted it, but
I would have wanted it a little tighter.
I think so. A little tighter to the center line as well, yeah. But
yes, tighter to the center line.
But I think if I was red here, I would be trying to clear the center guard, leave myself a shot.
Agreed.
And it looks like they're looking at making a play on one of these guards.
I would take, I mean, center is where you have to go after, right?
I think so. That's the one that's really hurting you here. That wide one that was thrown isn't really hurting you.
I mean, you run the risk that in their last shot, yellow puts up another center guard, but you know, as we just saw, putting up a guard is not a piece of cake.
Exactly. So I think you've got to make them make that shot, and if they don't make it perfect, then you've got a good opportunity to score. 3 even. So we'll see. I'm not sure exactly what the call was, so let's just keep an eye on this. It may just be a freeze attempt through the port. Maybe just even a slight tap. Well, you could. It's there just about. I mean, you could come with a back 8 kind of weight and make a small tap. Don't think you can play much more than that. So, well, let's just wait and see.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Had a bit of a sit down.
oh I think she's okay, but unfortunately the shot is not going to be what they were intending. So they may actually make a play on these guards after all. Well, just taking the wide one. So just a bit of a stumble there.
That was the final rock for red. Right?
Is that right?
No, it can't be, but I don't see another red rock there.
I believe there's one more to come.
Maybe somebody standing
But
right in front of it.
the rock may be obscured from us right now.
Oh, yeah, I think it is, yes.
So, interesting choice for Team English here. I think they're probably looking at another guard, but you could go a bit more aggressive here and try to draw a second one in.
At this point, I agree. Why not?
You already have a nice guard there, so the only thing they might be worried about is setting up some sort of double. Their first one's so well buried. You'd hate to angle freeze to your own one and leave an easy double or something like that.
Right.
So I think they are going to play the straight guard. And then it's going to be a very difficult situation. You're going to be looking at some sort of run back to score. So let's get a quick look at the house here. And is this going to be a straight guard?
Sweeping already called for. Looks like it's definitely a guard.
Yeah, the line looks okay. They maybe just want it to curl over a bit more.
It's essentially another center line guard.
Yes. So it's going to be right in line with the other one. So not bad. Probably would have liked to be a little bit offset. So now the question is, can they get to this yellow and tap it back enough to score? I think the shot is there. You've got to really control the weight perfectly.
Just scoot by those upper guards.
And I think it's thrown with a fair bit of weight here.
It looks good.
It's close.
I'm
It's a good
optimistic
try.
that they could make the shot.
They don't really have to stick it because they have the saver red at the back.
Oh,
And
well
makes
played.
contact. Won't be able to spin it out of the rings, but moves it far enough. It's a really nice shot.
It was terrific.
Yeah, you couldn't do too much better than that. That's a really great shot. Very difficult to stick the shooter, so nice one.
Credit to Julie Samatulis.
Yeah, really great shot. A bit of a morale booster there for the team as well, I think.
Right, now they're within one of the other team.
Yeah, and very high-scoring game we've got going on here.
Uh-oh. I hear there's an ambulance outside. Or a fire truck, maybe.
I hope that's nothing serious.
We do not have any fire alarms off in this building.
we will keep you updated on that if anything's happening.
We do have fire alarms. They're just not going off right now.
Yes, so as far as we know, everything is okay.
Right. How about a scoring update? How does that sound?
Yes,
Everybody
please.
get your pens and pencils out because I will be reading the scores. On sheet A, we have the curling chicks, Skip, Lynn. They have hung another 2 in the 4th, so it's now 5-1 against Team Fox. On sheet C, we have Bamus versus Furminder, and they have also hung 2 in their 4th, so identical score, 5-1 against Furminder. Sheet D, we have Raptor Squad, Brockman versus Team Bame. Raptor Squad in red, Team Bame in yellow. And Team Bame has scored 2 in the 4th, so now it's tied, I believe, 4-4.
Thank you, Craig. This one just over curling and flashing past. Takeout attempt there. So the repeater's just going to put the, well, suggester towards like center line, top 12, but the ice is very tight, so I think they may end up protecting their own red here, which would be bad. And we'll see where this ends up. It's a little on the heavy side. Just gonna come to tap their own one. Not bad. So I think we're gonna see another takeout attempt for Heidi Gross. Super Scott on immediately.
I think they're bound to hit something.
Yeah, I think they might get the wider one here. And maybe even make the double. Well, takes the back one. Will they stick around?
No.
Not quite.
Well, job 1 accomplished.
Absolutely. It was a nice, safe call. It was a big target, and you know you're going to get one of them.
Right.
So a bit of a guard or a top of the house call here. They think it looks pretty good.
Just looking for a guard here, I assume?
I think so. A tight guard would be nice.
Actually, quite a nice shot.
Just needs to curl over a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Pretty good.
I think it's protected from a hit and roll, so that's at least unless you can cut it very tight and roll in.
Yeah, they erred on the right side there, I think. Yeah, to cover the inside of the red. But I think they will try the hit and roll anyway here. Guard's a little bit long, so.
Well, for sweeping immediately. I think it's already clipped the guard.
You're right, yep. So
not a bad result.
Yeah, it's not bad. Peel the guard as a plan B. Let's try and see a repeat of that. Put it back. Well, thanks to all of you who are joining us on the live stream. I have 34 people watching now, which is a fantastic number. So good evening to all of you. We're glad to have you with us.
Or good morning if you're on the other side of the earth.
Indeed. People watching from, well, we're going to say all over the world.
All over the world, yes. That is what we will say. Djibouti, Vanuatu,
Singapore, Hong Kong.
Singapore, Hong Kong. Both, yes. That is quite a nice guard right there.
Yeah, really nice line there. Still quite long, so you may be able to get at the red in the 4-foot with the soft weight, or even a board weight. Might be able to do it.
Or a freeze.
Freeze is definitely an option. Don't mind that at all. See what Emily wants. Looks like gesturing for a hack weight. And I think you don't mind to play these quite tight because you know that clipping the guard is not a bad result either. So the last thing you want to do is throw it wide.
It had a fair amount of heat on it. It's kind of hanging out there.
Yeah, this one does need to curl. And
Laurier almost sliding down to the hog line on the other side on her slider.
And that one did just hang out a bit wide there. Usually are better off playing it a little bit tight to make sure that ticking the guard is not a bad result, but flashing everything is
very undesirable.
Exactly. So just a bit unfortunate, that one.
Raptor squad on sheet D has hung another 2. 6-4 on sheet D. Raptor squad versus BAME.
This one coming up a bit light. Not sure if a guard was intended, but they are making overlap guards here, which is not bad. But again, still quite a lot of room to get behind.
And now perhaps they are calling for the freeze. Rather difficult to remove that red rock.
Yeah, I think with that guard just ticked over a bit, this is definitely freeze is definitely much more manageable than the takeout. So and just making sure the rock is nice and clean. Don't want to have any picks or don't want to pick up any dirt.
Sweeper saying they need to go.
This is looking a bit light from here. Sweeper's doing a good job of dragging it.
It's not a bad shot, but just a little bit short.
So I think what we'll see here is, just gonna basically guard it all up. Pretty happy with the position as it is right now.
Bottle up their steel, right?
I think so, yeah. Don't want English to be able to make any plays on that yellow they just threw. So last thing you want to do here is accidentally tap up that yellow. So they got to be a little careful.
They're no sweeping yet.
I think they're a little concerned.
Right. Might have your...
And sorry about the camera breaking up for a second there. We are back. So they did tap up the yellow a little bit, as you can see. Not much.
It's not a bad position for red.
Yeah, I think no harm done really there. Angles aren't really working for yellow here, so looks like it's going to be a straight dead draw here to the button area. Pretty tough shot.
Actually point out that Andy, who's your commentator, or your other commentator, he's also doing all of the camera work at the same time, which is quite an extraordinary feat. The camera work is a difficult job.
Oh, thank you very much, Craig. I have to admit that it's an unusual level of multitasking for me. I'm not normally very good at multitasking. But I do my best.
And it's appreciated.
So that one just running a little deep into the back 8 area. It's a pretty good try. It's a tough shot. Draw there, no backing, and a very small window to get into to be buried. So,
I mean, the only silver lining for yellow is right now it looks like they've limited red to 1. But that's not really the story you want to tell when you have the hammer, right?
Right, yeah, absolutely. It's going to be tough to really get at that red to move it now. So I'm expecting to see just a guard here for the repeaters. Is that what you'd be playing here, Craig?
I think I would be, yes. Keep bottling up that steal.
I think so. Really nothing available on the the out-turn side here for Team English. Sorry, I'm a lefty, so I always have to think twice about that.
I still don't understand it.
Those 2 guards really blocking that side. So, and there's not going to be much to work with on the in-turn side either after this, I don't think. All about the line here, really. It's looking pretty good. Probably just want to get just left of center line here. Would be a nice position.
I think so. Need to overwork this.
I think that's a pretty good spot. Really takes away any chance of a play on those reds or yellows in the house.
It does leave open some kind of a draw. I mean, the draw I think is there. There is quite a fair amount of curl. Maybe not on this side.
Yeah, the draw is available. You can definitely get there, but you've really got to get the button.
You need to touch button.
So I think if that's all you have left, then
you're fighting.
Yes, absolutely. So, but it can be made. So here's Emily English with her first stone in this end. Going to try to draw the button. Sweeper's called on quickly here. The line is tight, and they're all over the guards.
Yeah, I think wrecking on the guard.
Opens it up a little bit, but I don't expect that to remain the case for very long.
Right. Not only that, I mean, even as it is, I don't believe there's a lot of plays you can make. And now the draw from the outside is kind of well choked off.
Yeah, absolutely. That yellow shooter has really stayed in a bad spot. Really, the draw's not there on either side anymore, so it's just a bonus guard, really. In fact, it's almost a situation where this guard almost doesn't mean anything. It's a case where you might want to stop and think about, well, what else could I actually do here? What am I guarding?
Hey, maybe try go for another point? I don't know.
Make sure it's over, but just don't. Over and up! Over and up! Yes!
So this one's just going to be a high guard.
Yes, all the way.
Pretty much replace the guard that was there.
So I don't really see a lot of options for English.
Yep, all the way,
Yeah, just a really tough situation.
Have to bring out their inner Norway here for Olympic level shot somewhere.
I don't think the draw port is really there. It looks like they're going to give it a try. I think it's very tight to get past the yellow guard. Really don't think that's there. but not a lot of other options.
No, and there's the risk that they push up the red rock that's currently sitting third shot, third or fourth.
Yeah, I think this is almost a situation where you might want to throw it away. No real access to the 4-foot area. Well, here is Emily with the hammer. Let's see what she can come up with. I'm going to try and make this draw. We'll see if it's available.
They're very close through the port.
They're giving a good try. Let's see if they can get there. It is close.
Oh, it's very close.
And I think she might have got it.
Oh, goodness. Oh,
wow.
Wow.
That's a great shot. I think they managed to get shot.
This may be another measure.
It could be. I honestly didn't think that shot was available. I didn't think it would be able to hold straight enough, but just got past the outside guard. And I think it is one yellow, so that's a really great draw from Emily.
Well played.
Showed me what I know. I really didn't think that was possible. Really great shot. So that is a single point for Team English. So really nice play there. And you could go back to that last guard that was thrown by the repeaters when they just guarded up the central line. And when you think a little bit, what are you actually guarding there? Really, the only shot that was going to be available for Emily was that draw. So you may have put the guard somewhere slightly different.
I agree. Perhaps just a little deeper.
Yeah, a little deeper, a little bit off the center line.
Of course, we're, Monday morning quarterbacking, or
well, of course, absolutely, yes. 2020 hindsight is a wonderful thing, of course. And it was a really great draw. It was a really tough shot, so sometimes you just have to say, wow, that was really good. So here we are in a new end. That one coming up pretty high and pretty wide. It's really long corner guard, really. I don't think it's what they wanted at all, but I don't think guard's just going to be ignored by the opposition right now. I'm not going to try and play around it. I'm just going to draw it to the open side.
I don't know, with yellow being ahead by several points, if I were them, I would just start removing if I could. So don't want to draw in, I guess. You want to leave some guards, and in fact, they've done that. They left a nice corner guard there.
Yeah, nice red corner guard there. Yeah, I think if I was playing the Yellowstones here, I would have tried to throw in the house there with my first one, and then say to the opposition, well, what are you going to do here?
Right, force them to chase.
So, but pretty sure that wasn't meant to end up exactly where it did. So this one, I think, looks like it's going into the house. Sweeper's not touching it. We look pretty happy with it.
A little deep. It is in the house this time, so perhaps that was what was called.
I think it might have been. Test the opposition, whether they play these takeouts.
Sheet B is a little bit slower amongst the other sheets. Most of the other sheets are almost done with their sixth end, whereas Sheet B is just beginning their sixth end.
Oh wow, that one really curled off the line there. It looked pretty good halfway down, I have to say, but it really took a turn.
It did.
May have just caught something.
Oh, brilliant shot on sheet C. Sorry, it distracted a little.
It's quite all right. We try to keep you up to date with the action on all the sheets, as much as we can.
Sure. Sheet A, they're now in their 6th end. It's 5 curling chicks to. Oh, now I had it in my sights and it's blocked. Yeah, it's 5-2 curling chicks to Fox.
There's Laura playing the tight guard here. Nicely done.
Yeah, very well done.
Very
Sheet
much
C,
perfect.
it's Weymouth versus Verminder. Weymouth is 5 to Verminder's 1.
Let's draw into it.
And sheet D, it's Raptor Squad versus BAME,
Draw away.
and it's 6 to 4. They are all near the end of their 6th end.
Yes.
Do you think they're trying to draw behind?
I believe so. Maybe just going for a freeze. Tough to get there, but even a corner freeze would be great. Working this one hard. Might just get by. No.
No, it's going to
It's a pretty good try. Left it in a usable place. Nice. Could run that one back later. But Emily going to try and put a stop to any ideas like that by double guarding here.
Great shot.
She could pull off a steal here. Should be really happy with the situation.
Where? Yes, son. Yes, son. Yes, son.
Sure, this is the guard they wanted. It looks like it might promote the red.
I think you're right, and yeah, not quite what they wanted there.
Still not shot.
They have double guarded their yellow, so it's not all bad. I think I would be thinking about perhaps a run, a raise here, raise takeout,
Clear this out.
or yeah, just appeal is the other option. Yeah.
When in doubt, right?
So you're gonna have to have it.
Yeah, I think I like this. Peel or the run, either would be fine. Got to make a play on these before it's too late.
You know that? Yeah, I know that. Good way. Joey, you know that?
A fair bit of weight required here.
It's a stick curler, which can develop some weight.
Looks pretty good. Sweepers are really running after that, so it's got good weight. And
Oh, my goodness.
pretty nice.
Okay, well, I didn't count on that.
Certainly opened things up.
Did hear the skip saying that she did not count on that, but in the end, left only yellow in the house.
Yeah, it's unfortunately really nice throw, but the result just a
Yeah.
bit unlucky, really.
With this second shot yellow quite well buried.
So now Emily is going to be guarding up the shot stone. Then I think we might see a run back of some sort.
Be a little careful here. Looks like it's going to curl quite a bit.
Yeah, this might over curl if I'm not careful. Gotta let it stop. And
Not a bad result, but it's still quite exposed, I think.
I think they're gonna be able to see at least, well, maybe half of it.
But there's still that other yellow hanging around, which is quite pesky.
So I think I heard Skip say T, but I think
That's
well,
not the ice for a freeze, is it?
no. So I'm not sure I heard it right. I might have heard something from the other sheet. We'll see what this says.
It was quite caught the guard there.
I'm just not sure that was enough ice for what they're trying to do. But they did open things up a bit and spill one of the reds just into the top of the rings.
Is that one rock out of bounds?
It's close. It's very close to the sideline. Hard to tell whether it's out from here.
Nobody was really paying attention.
Probably won't come into play. So here's and Wiggins. Another guard.
Asking for another guard.
Should be pretty close. Or he threw something very similar. This one needs to curl a bit more. Line looks pretty good.
No, I think it'll be just perfect.
I think you're right.
Curls a lot at the end there.
Yeah, here it goes. Yep, just needs to sit down.
Right. Maybe a bit over curled.
Yeah, I think just a little bit. Pretty good. Tough situation.
I heard draw in again, but backline wait.
Yeah, I just think a little bit more ice is needed for the shot. I think this is going to be perilously close to the guard.
I mean, removing a guard is not the end of the world here. And in fact, wow.
Oh, this one, yeah, I think this one just got set by the thrower out of her hand. Might be able to make something out of it. No, not quite. So pretty good position developing here for Team English. Quick rock in the forefoot, already buried. Chance to double guard it. And then not really any easy raises available for the repeaters, so two reds at the side, not really very well set. The angles are not right to be used.
Well, double raise maybe, but
well, yeah. But even the angles for that, I don't know, that's tricky.
it is tricky.
Um,
angle raise in general is tricky.
Absolutely. So,
Sheet D, big score. Team BAME just scored, I think it was 3 points, 4 points, 3 points to make it 7 BAME versus 6 Raptor squad. So pulling the lead for Team BAME. Other teams are just finishing up their 6th end.
going hard on this one. Just really want to get covering the center line here. Just splitting the center would be great. And that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Nice shot there. And now what do you do for the repeaters? What's on your mind, Craig? What would you be thinking here?
Let's see. Repeaters, this is the first Skips Rock, right?
That's right.
I think I would try to remove a guard again. I mean, you have to make sure it happens, but you want to make sure you have a path to something. Right now, you don't have a lot to work with.
Yeah, I agree with you, Craig. I think those two yellows are set for a double peel, really, if you can get it. Pretty close together.
Get the angles right.
I think I would save the draw for my last one if I really had to. I want to try and give yourself.
I think sometimes you're out there. It's a stressful situation, and you start seeing things as fixed when you could maybe you could rearrange them if you really desired to.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point. Sometimes in your mind, those guards become immobile things.
Right.
You're not.
They're part of the scenery, not something that you can change.
Absolutely, and sometimes it's hard to believe you can make the play on them and make it better. This line's pretty good, but I think it's just going to come up a little bit light.
Oh, man.
Yeah, good try, but really needed 6 feet more If anything, it's now kind of blocking themselves for their hammer shot, unfortunately.
I think there could be a angle promote there. You know, to remove angle promote to remove yellow on the forefoot.
Yeah, you're right. I just wonder if they can see enough of that that red behind the yellow. It's hard to see from here.
I actually don't see the.
You need to at least half of it.
I think it's tight, but it's close.
But I think Emily English is gonna choke off that possibility with this guard.
The Peters have to start taking risks now too.
Absolutely. So here is Emily. Quick throw. Expecting another guard here on the just on the to the side of the center line, I think. A little bit wider than the last one. Want it to be a little bit left of center line here.
So
this one
kind of hanging out there.
Yeah, this one really don't think it's going to come over to a useful position. But it is still very tight to that red. I'm not sure they can see enough to make that promote.
It seems like their only shot that I can see.
Yeah,
especially now with all those guards hanging out in front.
It's a tough situation. The only other shot that, wow, I was not even sure I'm going to finish that sentence.
The double angle promote.
The double angle, yeah. Something pretty difficult.
And I think you're right. The angle is not quite there. They're looking at it.
It's very difficult. Maybe you could get enough of that red that's actually in the 12-foot circle to run it back, but I'm not sure you can get enough of it past the other red. Maybe some other fantastical options. But really just a tough situation. It's difficult even to reduce the deficit to 1 here.
I did overhear them talking about at least cutting to 1.
So it's like pretty tight ice for a draw, though.
Yeah, I think they're trying the angle promote at least, you know, to move that red rock that's sitting in biting the top of the 12-foot, and hopefully tick out one of the yellows and maybe stick around.
Well, it's should be there. Tough shot, though. I think I might be tempted to promote one of the reds on the other side. Not shot position, but maybe to second shot. Well, got a curl is the call from the skip, so well, it's close.
Very close.
Be a good effort. If they can just get in for second shot, that'd probably be a victory here. Oh, did they get too much? Oh, just too much. It's a good try, but just a little too much weight. So that will be a steal of 2. Team English. And starting to take control of this game.
See some commitment on the repeaters' faces. They have to buckle down and make this work.
Yep, 4 down, but still 2 ends to go, and as Craig and I can both attest, anything can happen in
it is true.
2 ends. This is not where, it's not the Scotties or the Briar, things happen, and it's hard to defend a lead. Get a bit complacent, miss a few shots. So
things can turn around quickly. Just heard the call through, though, saying, "Don't even keep the rock in the house." So I think she's changing her game style to play a clean game.
Just straight through. Yeah, I think that's a sensible call. Got a big lead. Just don't need stones hanging around in the house.
Not sure that is through. That may be a guard.
I think you might be right. It certainly looks like it's... No, it looks like it's going to go through. So, job done. It did look a little lighter than I expected, but did the job.
I want it not in the house. Tight.
And so now they really need a guard here, and I think that is the call. Going to make some something to work with.
Guards in play for to score points.
This one looking kind of light. They really got to make sure it's over. And it's going to be a very high guard if it gets over. Yep.
Yeah, they've made it over. I would almost lay off because it's over curling now. No, perfect. Perfect line, at least.
Yeah, it actually came a little bit further than I thought it would, so not bad. But I wouldn't be surprised if they double up with a second guard. Not sure I would have placed it on the center line, though. Would have tried to place it more towards the side of the rings.
Good point.
Throw 2 corner guards.
Perfectly placed center guard, though.
Absolutely. So here's Heidi with her second throw.
Also calling for through, I think.
Yeah, can't make a play on that guard and don't really want any rocks hanging around, so.
Sorry for a little bit of a microphone buff there.
Not at all. Some of you might be watching and wondering, well, why would you throw your own rocks through? That seems like a silly thing to do. Well, Yellow has such a big lead that they feel that the stones will just help the opposition by enabling them to make freezies, keep their own rocks around. So they just want to keep the house as empty as possible so that they can just hit the opponent's stones out.
So this is the change of game style that when I've tried in the past, I've gotten bitten several times. When your players are used to one way of playing, to change styles can be a bit of a shock.
Oh, absolutely, and I think, yeah, it really depends on your team. If you play together a lot and you know that they can do that, that's great. But yeah, I also have been bitten trying to change up the style, and sometimes you're better off just carry on doing what got you into a good position in the first place.
Right.
And not worry too much about the scoreboard. But having said that, Team English seem to be have things under control here. Nice peel there by Laura.
Moving the yellow shooter almost out of the way, completely out of the way, is the goal, to keep the house entirely clean. Nothing to draw behind. No advantage given to your opponent.
Yeah, so just the one guard to work with here for the repeaters. I would almost want to throw another guard. Still early. Throw a guard to the other side.
Agreed. In this kind of situation, you can't have too many guards.
Absolutely.
You'll have to, later in the end, change style to score some points, but you need guards in place. Hope for a mistake by the opposing team.
Yeah, I think so. And but it looks like this one, well, they're gonna tap their own guard. I'm not sure if that was the original call, but it could work out pretty well. I think this will work out quite nicely. Just rolls a little open. So I think you could take the guard or the shot rock, but I think I would go for the shot rock here.
I agree.
And if you take the guard instead, well, that's okay. But it's fully open, so I expect this to be close.
And no real need to roll anywhere. Their goal is to just roll the shooter out if possible. Nothing to freeze to even.
Yeah, I think the best result would be to sort of hit stick or roll a little bit to the wide side, right, and then force red to be playing on that. They have rolled underneath a bit. I actually think that you would prefer to roll open in that situation.
I think so. Now they've, as you see, the opposing skip is called for a draw down, meaning that they're going to use the yellow as a backing for a freeze.
So one good shot can improve the situation a lot here for the repeaters. But it's got to be there, and I don't think this is.
Maybe a guard, which is, as we've discussed, not the end of the world, but now it's covering the yellow shot.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's not quite what they needed.
I think now Emily has to transition away from a clean end. As you see now, she's calling for a guard. Just play it as a regular end.
Yeah, I think so, and I don't mind that. Gotta change your style depending on where the stones are. So
right.
Nothing wrong with this, I don't think. There's Ann Wiggins with the guard. So the games are still going on all 4 sheets here, so we will keep you updated when we learn anything. Pretty nice guard there. The yellow is very well protected.
Yeah, sheet A finally hung at 6-end score. It's now Curling Chicks versus Fox. Red. Curling Chicks lead by 1 point, I think, 5-4. Right as I start to call the score, someone stands in front of the score, so I apologize for that. And on sheet C, Bemis versus Furmander. Again, someone's standing in the way. And sheet D, Raptor Squad versus BAME. It's currently tied after the 7th end, 7-7.
Thanks, Craig. 7-7. Wow, that's a tight game.
It is. A lot of trading back and forth in sheet D. It probably would have been an exciting game to feature as well.
So that last shot just coming up a bit light and ticking over one of the existing guards. So
just call for another guard here.
I think so. So the repeaters have got their wish of a lot of guards, but unfortunately they're a bit on the back foot and not really able to take advantage of them right now.
Allow me to translate back foot means they're a little bit playing defense.
Yes, sorry, perhaps that one doesn't translate so well. I apologize.
I'm giving you a hard time.
Oh. For those of you listening, it's okay. Craig knows me well. He's allowed to give me a hard time.
Just raise that up.
Didn't realize back foot was a colloquial expression that was not.
Well, it may not be in certain kingdoms.
Yes, on the defensive. Be a good translation. So I missed the call there, unfortunately. After so not sure what was intended, but I don't think it's what's about to happen.
Looks like a promotion.
This looks like really, really not a great result there for the repeaters. Probably they were attempting to tap on their own red, but just overcurled and tapped the yellow instead. Now it could be real trouble after this.
Wouldn't be surprised if. Well, let's let the game play out.
Yes, absolutely. The only plus side would be that yellow that was tapped in was tapped behind the tee line. So
it's kind of a catcher now.
It's a kind of, yeah, exactly. So you could draw around everything and freeze to it. Obviously not an easy shot, but.
And there is a run back opportunity on the right side, but it's a long run back.
It's a long one, and I think that's what Emily's going to guard here. That will leave a draw. We'll see. Could still potentially get 2 here. And then down 2 in the 8th. Well, anything could happen. But the repeaters really have to score. Otherwise, I think we might see handshakes. So let's see where this goes. Be drawing around everything here. And this would be a really great shot if they get it into the top 8, which I think they will. That's a really good place for it. Free's not really available anymore. Maybe that was the idea all along. I think that's really the best place.
Not sure if they planned it ahead to be that position or it was planned to be a guard and then it was a little heavy and they plan B'd it.
Yeah, not sure, but it's really nice plan B if so, and really makes it very difficult now. I think you got to play a run here, run double maybe. Obviously not an easy shot, but gonna make something happen.
Skip comes back to make her shot, and she's smiling, laughing. So at least she's having fun.
Yes, absolutely. It's been a good game. It's been back and forth, and well, not all is lost yet. One good shot could change things.
Yeah, how do you verb that? Do you plan B'd it, or did you plan to be it?
Oh, is it majors like general or major
right,
generals?
Right. I think you're right that they're going for some kind of a run back. It's hanging out there a little bit, but it's starting to come.
Yeah, it's pretty soft weight, so it's coming back. And they're close to a good tap here. Where's it going to go?
It's not really enough weight to remove some yellow.
If they'd been on that a little earlier, they could have got a better angle on the tap, but a good try.
It looks like handshakes on sheet C. Bemis versus Furmender. It looks like Bemis has prevailed against Furmender. The score as it's hung is 6-2. But we're missing some of the ends.
Back on our feature sheet, I think we're looking at probably just a guard here. Guard the draw. I think the draw is still available for a single, just about.
Really, there's no desire to mess things up at this point.
And we're interested to see. I want to keep an eye on this line because Broom is pretty wide. I'm not sure if this is going to curl back.
Right.
I think it might hang out there.
It's actually an opportunity for red for a double, and that may be what they're guarding. A crotch double.
Yeah, I think you're right. That is there. It's a flat double, but yeah, I think you could make that. And so this one is curling back nicely. Might be over curling actually. Don't know if that's going to guard.
Certainly has protected that double.
Yeah, that's pretty good there, I think. I think you're right. I think that's probably what they were concerned about. I think they have managed to guard that. So now it's really trouble time for the repeaters. It's worth taking a bit of time to think about this because you really have to score. Not a lot of palatable options, in all honesty.
Some kind of a, you know, the guard they put up there also has guarded any kind of a run back on those right-hand side red rocks.
Yeah, the angles are just not working really right now. The only one that it's hard to see from this angle, it looks like one of the reds on the left-hand side of the sheet might be raisable onto the yellow in the forefoot, but it's really hard to see whether that's there.
I think they're just trying to draw through the port on the left side. near the center line.
Yeah, that might be there. Yeah, that's probably.
There's backing on the yellow.
I think you might be right. It's a tight port, but
How about if it curls in between them? How about we raise the other one up?
going through multiple plans here. I think this is not working out, and that is not going to get there. And I think that will be handshakes because that looks like 3 yellow, and we will see.
So far, no. Enough. They're continuing to play.
Well, may want to play out the last one, so.
It's just that it's late hour. Some teams are coming back early tomorrow.
Looks like they're going to carry on. So
once again, sheet C, Bemis versus Verminder. Bemis, the red team, prevailed 6-2. Sheet D is in its 8th end. They have about 5 rocks left. It's tied 7-7, so it's anyone's game. Currently, I think yellow is sitting, no, red is sitting 1, but wide open, looking for a hit. And sheet A, they're also in their 8th end. It's 7 red, 7 curling chicks versus 4 fox. And red currently has 1 in the house, maybe 2.
So
actually, go ahead.
No, after you, sir.
I was just going to say that in the Raptor squad versus BAME, it was just a very nice hit. Now, BAME is sitting 2 yellow going into the final and going to Skip's Rocks. And they're both buried.
Yeah, meanwhile, on our feature sheet, Team English just throwing it straight through. I mean, Repeater is down by 7 points here in the 8th, so I expect we'll see handshakes and a couple of stones. Maybe they just want to play it out.
In the house, Midge, anywhere.
So.
Whatever.
Well, whatever, yes. I think
that's one style of play.
Skip realizing it's a bit of a long shot at this point.
The only problem there is if you play the whatever play, then Team English will come back and just hit.
Absolutely. I think, I mean, there's really no way to score this many points in a single end without something really crazy happening. And well, so no one will actually turn up as a guard, so
that's a guard.
That's the one guard. They just have to hide 7 rocks behind it. And
if you line them all up, I think they'll fit.
And Bob's your uncle.
Actually, Bob is my father and my uncle.
Oh.
I have
so I expect we'll just see this one also thrown straight through from Heidi. Yep, just making sure that one goes all the way through. And we'll keep you up to date on the other 2 sheets that are in the 8th end now.
All teams are in the 8th end now.
And, well, got to draw behind here.
Yeah.
Every rock has to count. Well, every rock but 1.
I'm not sure this has got the legs. Well, maybe it does.
It's in the house, but it's very exposed.
He's really curling over, but yeah, in the house, and I expect Emily's going to waste no time in just calling for the hit here. Yep. Just have to get rid of it, and the game will be mathematically over.
Well, will it not be a mathematical tie?
I suppose you could split that guard. That's true. Yes, you are right. So here's Laura with the takeout. One needs to curl over. I think it's going to curl over in time. Yeah.
She's going to stick around, though, I think.
So nicely done. And now real dire straits here for.
I would freeze. I think that's really the only option. Or the whatever play.
I think, yeah, I think, the freeze is the only option, and then you have to hope for some craziness.
Yeah. Well, it could happen. It's not something you want to count on.
But I think even then, you make the freeze, they just peel the guard, and you're mathematically done. So, but maybe just wanting to throw a few more rocks, keep in practice. Nothing wrong with that. But this one, running out of rings here, and I think that might be curtains. So,
I mean, it's not officially, but
I think they may just be wanting to just play at this end just for the
experience.
Just for the experience, and why not?
Sheet D, Raptor Squad versus BAME. BAME still sitting 2 yellow, but Raptor Squad is sitting 3rd and 4th shot, and it looks like they're doing an angle run back to promote. So, yeah. Now, the repeaters are mathematically eliminated, but I guess they'll play the game out at this point.
Yeah, it looks like they're just trying to freeze here. See if they can go out on a high note. This one also looks like it's over curling a bit. They may just make the takeout here.
Yeah, some more of the victory points, right?
Absolutely.
And I suppose for English's team, it's a chance to practice some shots that you maybe don't normally do.
I think so. Well, I think since this game is mathematically over, it is going to be a victory for Team English. I'm just going to transfer over to Sheet D, where things are looking pretty interesting. Tied game in the skip stones.
Oh, beautiful
and a great
shot.
Tap up there, just made. We will just show you that. There we go. So I think red now sitting shot.
They are. Question is, you can hit and do not have to stick around to still be sitting 2 if you're yellow.
Yep. So so yellow has the hammer in this game. Team Beam. Excuse me. So I think this is going to be the last shot. So very interesting. We can't really see from our angle how much of that stone is available.
True.
It looks like at least a little bit is with a direct hit. Like Craig said, you don't have to stick around. You just have to get rid of it.
Oh.
I think co-commentator's just going to have a better look.
My cord is too short. I'm tethered to chained to the radio station.
It does look like it's going to be the direct hit. Just peel it out.
It's not a gimme. There is certainly potential for.
It's definitely not a gimme. A great little tap out was made by the opposition skip there with their last rock. And now having another look at this. Not looking so great from the hack end, maybe.
Looking at the run back takeout.
Yeah, and run back may be easier.
Not for me.
But you can see all of it, and you have a bit of margin for error.
The line has to be pretty spot on, I think.
I think even if you jammed it dead, you might still have done enough because the yellow might be shot. It's hard to see from this angle.
I think you're right, but there's also the potential that you spin in.
Yes. Well, the stone is underway, so we will see. Oh, it must be close. They're on and off it, so it's got to be close. And
and it
was
spun right in.
And yeah, that was the danger, as you said. So
Ah.
good try, but it will be a victory for. I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the team.
For Raptor Squad.
Raptor Squad.
Yes.
So well done, Raptor Squad. Commiserations to Beam.
It came down to the final rock of the final end, so credit to both teams.
Absolutely, always a good game. And so the other game we have going on right now is on sheet A, where it's a 3-point game, I think.
Red is sitting. No, yellow is sitting 1, but red is monopolizing the rest of the house, and red has the next shot. So it looks like they're just going to remove that yellow and sit in a good position.
Yeah, yellow seems to be wide open, so it should be fairly straightforward. And
Sweeper's called on right away.
I think never off, I think, was what I heard from the skip, and nicely done.
I think this is also a mathematical elimination for Team Yellow.
It does look like it. But looks like they will play it out for the honor. So it looks like it will be a victory for the Curling Chicks on sheet A here. And it's also going to be a victory for Team English on our feature sheet, sheet B. Over on sheet D, the Raptor Squad were victorious over Team Beam. And I forget what happened on sheet C, Craig, do you remember?
Yes, Bemis defeats Furminder.
All right, so that is all the results. Games are just finishing up here, deciding to play them out. So I will go ahead and switch back to our feature sheet with the best angles. And you can see that red is sitting 2 here, so
That was nice. Sorry, guys.
Just had Sandy Bemis walk up to us and ask us a few questions about the webcasting and share some stories about her game.
Nice draw coming in here from Emily. Will they get a little bit of a freeze? No, they'll leave it a little bit high, but in a really nice spot. Can't really remove that without jamming. Not very easily, anyway. So Emily doing her best to thwart the repeater's attempts to go out on a high note. So we will just stick with this until the games wrap up.
Sheet A is complete. Ended up being another score for red, Curling Chicks. So they are victorious. Sheet B is down to the hammer, right?
I believe so. This looks like it's the hammer shot, and just trying to figure out how to score. Well, I think they'd like to try and score a few, just for morale. So,
Right. I think it's a difficult shot.
yeah, I think really the shot here is just a little tap back for a single, but maybe they want to try something a bit more ambitious just for posterity. So we'll see.
Maybe they do realize they're being recorded, or maybe they don't.
Well, they are indeed being recorded. This will be captured.
Time for your Norway shot, ladies.
And here it comes.
Got a curl.
So I think they're making some sort of play on this, but I'm not sure it's going to curl back.
It is coming back. It's coming back.
No, yeah, here it is. Have they got the weight to push it out?
Yes, they do. Oh, no, but it did jam just as you suspected. Not even sure that's shot.
Did they get a single? I'm not sure.
I think it's handshakes no matter
In
what.
any case, fairly comprehensive win for Team English over the repeaters. They'll be pretty happy with that. And the game on Sheet A is also concluded, so that is the end of our coverage of Draw 6. Thanks very much for tuning in. I've been here with Craig Marquardt. I'm Andrew Ingalls. We had a good time.
It was a fantastic game. I enjoyed commentating with you.
Oh, thank you, Craig. You too. And we will be back tomorrow with more coverage of the Women's Mid-Atlantic, so join us then. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Good night.